Hi guys, welcome to the Crafty Creech. My name is Crystal and today I am super excited to show you guys how I made these adorable little jars. Look how cute they are. Oh my gosh. I am a bit of a hoarder. I have a hoarder soul, I guess you could say. I like to save things. Give me an amen if you are like me and you might save a 5-inch piece of ribbon because one day you're gonna need that ribbon. You never know. So you just gotta keep it. Am I right? I have 4 kids, 4, and we have a lot of accidents in the house. I can't really have nice things when we use a jar of, Alfredo sauce or a jar of pickles or salsa jar. I will take these glass jars and I'll put them in the dishwasher and clean them and all that stuff, and then I'll put them in the cupboard. So we have drinking glasses. Every once in a while, my cupboard starts to get really full when we haven't had a whole lot of accidents and broken glass. Well, my husband will start to complain. So when that happens, I take the jars and I create beautiful things with them. The first thing you are going to need to do once your jars are cleaned and dried and your labels are removed is you are going to need to spray paint a base coat on them. You can use any color you have available. I was super excited to get this can of spray paint at an estate sale for $1.50, and then it was 20% off. Ooh, so exciting. I like to tip the jars upside down onto their tops and spray paint them that way first. I also like to use short, quick bursts so that way it helps me keep my layers of paint and coats of paint even and help to minimize drip marks. Once your first coat is dry, flip everything over and then spray paint them again. Your dry time is really going to depend on the temperature outside. It was pretty cold in the garage, so it took a little bit of a while for these to dry completely. Once these were dry, I brought them in the house where it was warm. So now that all my containers are dry and ready to paint, I have an assortment of things here that I'm going to try and use and work with. I have these plastic containers. I like to save these, especially the ones with the lids, so that way when I am done using the paint, if I have anything left over, I can save it and I can put a plastic lid back on top of it. Not sure if I'm going to use all of this, but I have some glaze, I have some brown wax, I have some little bit left of this paint, I have some of this paint, I have some of this paint. I don't think I showed this one. This is like a bronze color. I have sponges I'm planning on using and possibly a stencil. I don't know. We'll see. And of course, a paintbrush. All right, so let's get started. Pick up one of your jars. And I think I'm going to start with the white on this one. I'm just gonna go ahead and paint it. And I like to try and, can be hard to try and get a good coat of paint on it without getting any paint on yourself. So if you're worried about that, you might want to wear gloves. Like to tip them upside down. And so this is really just our first coat, so it doesn't really matter it being perfect or not. Plus, I'm kind of thinking I want it to look like pottery anyways, so. All right, that one looks good to me. I'm gonna start my next one. I'm just gonna kind of dry brush it. I got a little bit of paint left on my paintbrush. Going in different directions. Okay, I'm gonna try some black on this one. And it's just super fun to get creative with these things, these little glass jars, and you can do kind of whatever you want to do with them. Any color you want. This one has like a expiration date on it that bled through the paint, so I want to make sure that gets covered. All right. This is an olive jar container. Isn't it cute? I love the shape of it. So let's try some of this green now. I'm not sure how I'm gonna like it, but I only have a tiny bit left, so I figured I might as well use it. Okay. Just kind of dry brushing in different directions. I don't really want to completely cover the base coat on most of these. The paintbrush is a little bit wet from me washing it out from the black, so I'm just dabbing it off to kind of dry it. And you can just kind of like dab it. This will give it a little bit of texture. I'm gonna probably come in with a sponge and do a little bit more dabbing. So I've made these before many times, and I've done other things like added dirt and coffee grounds and plaster of Paris. Just all kind of like to make a more textured finish. Guess we'll do some green on this too. What the heck? There's a little bit in my paintbrush. This was a spaghetti jar, so it's got all the numbers on it for measuring. Ooh. My mother-in-law, she grows succulents in her greenhouse, and she is always looking for different containers and things like that to style her succulents in. So I'm kind of dedicating this video to her to give her some ideas on what to do. So I'm gonna hold off on this for a minute. This was a caramel tin. Do you ever get popcorn tins or cookie tins for like Christmas gifts and stuff like that, and you just throw them away? Well, don't do that anymore. Hoard them and keep them and hang on to them, because when you feel inspired and motivated, now you're gonna have something fun and cool to do with them, and you're gonna be able to reuse it, keep it out of the dump. So I'm gonna take some of this color. This is like a gray. It's basically the same color that I spray painted it. Just dry brush over the white paint. You really don't need a lot. Just a little bit goes a long way. And my paintbrush is still wet. So it's kind of watering it down, but that is okay. We are just having fun. And getting creative. Recycling, reusing. All right, I got this black one here, so I'm gonna do the same thing with the black one. Okay, so what else is dry here? This looks like it's dry. I think that looks so cute just the way it is. I don't even know if I want to change anything with that one. Let's see, maybe we'll put some brown wax on it. Just kind of dipping my sponge in there that is covered with straw because it was outside. All right, I'm just gonna dab. So I'm working back on this green one, and I'm just taking my black paint and just dry brushing it again. My paintbrush is just a little bit wet from, I keep washing it out because it's the only paintbrush I have right now. But that is totally fine because it's kind of blending the colors a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to this one, and I have some brown wax on this, so I'm just gonna kind of rub it and dab and okay, so I'm gonna work on this one, and this paint dries fast, so you can go back and forth. I mean, there's like hardly any paint on my brush, but it's just enough to give it a a textured look, an aged, weathered, worn look, like a piece of old pottery. Now I'm going back over this with tiny bit of black and brown mixed, and I'm going in both directions. And I guess if you get a little bit too wild and there's too much going on there, you can just take a damp paper towel and wipe it off. But I mean, if you're a furniture refinisher like me, this is also a great way to practice on your dry brushing technique. Some of the brown paint. So just remember, if you don't like something, just paint over it. Just gonna kind of dab it a little bit. This kind of looks like a rusty old can to me. I like the way this one turned out. There's that one. So I think I'm done with this one. I think I'm done with this one. I'm gonna set them over there. I think I'm gonna add a little bit of brown wax to this one. All right, I think I'm good with that one too. This one, let's add, let's see here. Maybe a little bit more of this brown color. Very, very lightly. I think I feel like I need some more brown wax on this guy. I don't think he's looking quite old enough for me. Okay, a little too much. Go back in, wipe it with my paper towel. All right, I'm gonna hit him with some brown wax. All right, he's looking nice and dirty, nice and old. Just like an old piece of pottery. Wouldn't even know this was a glass full of artichokes at one time. I love all these artichokes. The marinated ones, they're like my favorite. I can eat a whole jar by myself. All right, I think I'm gonna throw some green on this. I feel like this green almost looks like a metal, like a bronze color that is starting to tarnish. Oh, I can add some of my copper color. I am totally doing that next to this one. Okay, let's try this. Just taking my finger. Oh, I love it. Looks like tarnished copper. Just taking my finger and wiping it on. I like to use some of the very basic tools here. I'm gonna come back in with the green over top the copper. Just kind of tone it down a little bit. I hope you can see this okay. Okay, I love this one. Looks just like an old like copper or bronze container that has tarnished over the years. I'm doing that with this one. I love it. So I'm gonna add some black. Oh, I gotta readjust my body here. And there's really no wrong way to do this. Just have fun with it. And like I said before, this is a great way just to practice and try and learn new techniques on, you know, something you may have just thrown away. All right, so I'm taking a little bit more of this brown color, and I want to lighten this black up a little bit. I am going to go back in over this with some green because I need more green. Okay. taking this copper color. I'm just gonna go on these edges like this. Just using my finger. Trying to kind of stay where the ridges are, where maybe it would, the copper would show through a little bit more on a piece that is tarnishing. Okay, now I'm gonna take my grain. I'm just gonna tone it down. Go over top that bronze, or copper, I'm sorry, I keep calling it bronze. So this is a little bit of that brown color, light brown. It's actually called armor gray, but it looks more like a grayish, like a brownish color to me. All right, I'm done with that one, I think. I love it. Okay, I think I'm gonna do the same thing with this one. I'm almost done with this, but as I'm working with this, I'm taking a little bit of baking soda and I'm rubbing it in. To give it a little bit more of a texture. And while I was working on this, I had this thought that I think I'm going to put a stencil or something either across the front of it like this or up on the top. So I'm gonna check and see what I have for stencils. Ones that say words, obviously, but yeah, I think I'm going to do that. But I think this is turning out really cute. It's looking super old and yeah. All right. So here's the stencil I found. It says hello. I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do this greige color, and I'm just going to kind of like tap it out into the bristles of my brush. I want it to look faded. Thank you guys so much for watching. And please like and subscribe. And I'd love to hear any comments you have on my video. Have a great day.